what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Pose Season 2, Episode 8. Let's get to it, shall we? So I have this big smirk on my face because you guys already know why. Let me just get started with the video. So we see Pray Tell talking to Ricky, and he's telling them all what he needs to do to, try to stay healthy, the vitamins, what he needs to eat, what he needs to drink, what he needs to take. And, Ricky's feeling bad for himself. He's like, he's damaged goods. Nobody's going to love him. And, Pray Tell is there to uplift him. He's his support system right now. Ricky already doesn't have much. Now, what we do know is that you need to tell Damon. He's going to tell Damon. He knows that he owes him that much. Now, it's clear that these two are getting closer. But I'm still sitting there like, okay, nothing is, Even though we got a hint of it last week, I'm still thinking to myself, like, okay, this is not about to happen. But when Pray Tell is walking Ricky to the door when he's leaving, and then he asked could he stay the night, I was like, child. And then when Pray Tell tells him to sleep on the couch, and the next thing we see, Ricky showing up in Pray Tell's bedroom, tells him he thinks he has a thing for him. And then he seduces him into a night of passion. I was like, Pray, I know you ain't having sex with this young-ass little boy Ricky. But child, that Ricky wasn't young that night, was he? I was just like, well, my goodness. I don't think we've ever seen a scene like this. I don't remember seeing a scene like this on, regular network TV. Well, this is not network. This is cable. But, I don't remember seeing anything like this before. It was tastefully done. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I have to say, you guys, now I understand the situation. They're both positive. I'm imagining that it's slimmer pickings when, in the community, when they know that you're positive and they know that you're sick. It's probably harder to be with somebody who wants to be with you sexually because they're going to run the risk of catching the disease. They still didn't really know the ins and outs of everything back then. So I got all of that, you guys. And I understand that Pray is older and all of that. I was just like, oh, God. I mean, Ricky is a baby. Like, he's been around. It's sort of like me being around my son's friends. And then all of a sudden, I'm having, a relationship with one of my son's friends. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way. But I don't want to be a prude. But I was just like, oh, God, Pray Tell. But then that other part of me was just like, oh. Because you know how you talk with your girls when you find out that, one of them then hooked up with somebody new. It's a good story. So, I understand both sides. But I was just like, dang, Ricky is like a child, Pray. He's a child. How did you guys feel about it? I was just like, the whole time I was just like, I didn't know what to say. I'm still torn about how I feel about it. But honey, Pray got him a new step. He got to meet with the council. You know how they meet for breakfast and, go over the club and things that's needed. So, he sits down with the guys and, get all the business out the way. They can't afford, the club can't pay for trophies, because they used all the money for Candy's homegoing. So, everybody chips in, some more than others. And then they say this lip syncing thing that they had for Candy. Remember, Pray was against it from the beginning. Well, now they're saying everybody wants to, compete in it. Even the Butch Queens want to do it. And Pray Tell was just like, okay, well, it's fine. And they was like, no opinion? Okay, what the hell is going on? Well, Pray can't keep it in much longer, you guys. He tells them that, he's taken on a new lover. And they was like, all right, finally. His ass been so uptight ever since he caught the disease. They was just like, this is good. Now you in love? And he says, no, he's in lust. And then it was, it was definitely one of those conversations that you've had with your girls where you just laughing about, child. Let me tell you, we started off in the living room, and then we went to the bathroom, and then we took a shower, then we went to the bedroom, then we went back to the kitchen. It was one of them kind of conversations. He's telling them how he's happy, and he can't even believe that he's saying it because we all know who he's talking about, okay? They want to know who it is. He just says that it's a younger man, all right? And they're just like, oh, a younger man. One of them reminds them that a lot of times these younger men will turn to them because their fathers, had rejected them once they found out that they were gay. So they turn to, an elder such as Pray Tell, to be that guidance, that father figure for him. But I was just like, that definitely wasn't no fathering right then. But who is it? Pray Tell blurts out Ricky. They always like, oh, I was cracking. They was like, he is a baby. And he was like, he's a grown man. They made love all night. So they just giggling and all cooing and talking about what happened. Okay, but what about your status, because nobody knows that Ricky is positive, remember? And Pray Tell said, well, we were safe. He doesn't let him, let anybody know his condition. Okay, well, what about Damon? Yeah, Damon is going to be a little bit of an issue, but hey, he ain't too worried about Damon. He more worried about Blanca. They were like, well, you know what? You need to go on and keep seeing him if you want. Okay? They fine with it. Okay? A good, juicy story. But you're going to have to tell Blanca. Now, at the same time, we see Ricky over at Evangelista, the house, hanging with Damon. And Damon is all like, everybody is gone. And, Damon's been thinking about it. And now he's ready to get back together with Ricky. I said, don't. I'm looking at Ricky like, you better say something. You better say something. Because you guys know, we don't never really know with Ricky. He knew he needed to tell him. So he walks off to the side. And, when Damon's all, we can get back together. Just promise you won't lie to me anymore. You won't cheat and all this. And Ricky says, I have something to tell you. And he lowers the boom and he tells him that he tested positive, and that he got it from Chris. And Damon was like, but you told me you didn't sleep with him, you're a liar. And he said, I know. And he said, well, I'm trying to, do better. And that's why I've been over at Pray Tell's house. He was teaching me things. And Damon was like, teaching you what? Well, I don't know if you want to answer to that, Damon. Needless to say, the conversation blows up like we knew it would because, Damon now is aware that Ricky and Pray Tell are in some sort of relationship. Not clear exactly what we will call that. And now Damon has all these things to worry about. He's lost his man, and he might be positive, and Ricky's lied to him again and he trusted him again. And, so he's upset about it. Ricky leaves and Damon, is in a heap on the floor crying. Yeah, that conversation didn't go too well. Also at the house, we see Poppy and Angel, and they're sober for now. It's like, okay, this is a good sign. She's got her BB spread, and they're celebrating, they're a happy couple, and she's telling them about how the shoot went, and, it was kind of strange with the guy. He was very aggressive, but she didn't really say anything because, she didn't want him to out her. But that's got to be terrible having that hanging over your head. You guys know it's just a matter of time. He is definitely going to out her. Now, Poppy says that, he loves her so much and he has a surprise for her and he takes her down to a really nice swanky, well, not swanky, but it's a much nicer apartment than what they're in right now. He says that I think a family friend was moving out and Angel can stay there, $450 a month. Okay, and that's a steal. I was like, damn, I remember when I paid $450 when I lived in Westchester, or I guess you could call that right by the airport in LA. I'm not quite sure. Arborvita and La Cienega. They had just built these new apartments and my rent was $450. I shared it with, I broke it in half. It was actually $900, but it was half with Debbie. But anyway, he's telling her that she can move there, that she needs to be around the, the happening people and the happening place. She can't be in that dump still. This is where you need to be. You're going to be a big time model and all of this, so she's starting to think about it. Wow, my own place. Okay, maybe she can do this. You can definitely do this. She's like, and you going to be here? He said, no, I don't have to stay here. Okay, I'm sure he'll be there most of the time. But no, this is your place. This is for you. Okay. So yeah, she starts to imagine the possibilities. Now, it's Damon's graduation day. Everybody goes to see his final graduation performance. They loved it. Standing ovation. When it's over, everybody is happy. They're celebrating. The teacher pulls Blanca to the side, tells her what a great job she's done with her children, how much she loves them, how, she was honored to even know her because, she pushed her children. She pushed Damon, you know, to where he is, and she just loved the fact that, you know, Blanca was there. Blanca is, I always tell you guys every week that Blanca has a permanent spot in heaven for her. So yeah, Blanca did good there. They go back to the house, all right, and we're all celebrating. Damon, you can kind of tell that he's not his normal self. He got a few things on his mind. You know, he says his speech. Thanks everybody for coming and being there for him on his day. You know, it's been a weird week. And kind of like a chance for some new beginnings. He wants to cleanse negativity out of his life, so I'm just like, oh, okay, Damon definitely want to get some shit off of his shoulders. Now, it is a little bit awkward with Pray Tell being there. Pray Tell obviously doesn't know that Damon knows about him and Ricky, but Damon definitely knows. So, Angel is a bit shady. And I was like, now, what is this? She was just sort of like, you know, as a dancer, like, what do you do? What's your career? You know, and he says that he's not quite sure. He'll just kind of see what happens. Angel says that dancers' careers are short. But hey, she being a model, you know, everybody recognizes her. And Damon was like already getting annoyed that she was being so, you know, shady. So he was like, oh, they recognize you from modeling or from the peers. Poppy was like, you ain't had to, you know, say nothing like that. Now Blanca is sitting there watching everything go down, and she can tell that it's about to go south. So she tries to stop it, like, okay, everybody, it was nice that everybody came, you know, thank you guys all for being here. Oh no, hold on, Blanca. Angel was like, I'm gonna be all over the world, okay, modeling, and you gonna be dancing for some one-hit wonder on some old boring ass tour. What was cracking me up was Electra and Lulu, honey. They was looking back and forth at each other like, oh Lord, what is this? What is this? Damon was like, oh, not with that coke glow. Blanca was like, what? Are you doing drugs? And she says no. Damon says she's lying. And now, of course, it gets really, really bad. So Damon starts going off on Blanca. You know what, Blanca? You don't never believe me. You don't never have my back. You don't never trust in me. And I'm the only one that's always here for you. And he's going off on her. And Pray Tell was like, okay, that's enough. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect your mother like that. Damon was like, I'll ask you for your opinion when I need it. So he's still going off on Blanca. And Blanca's like, you know, I've been trying to be there for you. What are you talking about? She's yelling back at him. And Pray Tell tries to put his foot down. And Damon just blasts everybody. Not only did he expose Ricky, but he said that him and Pray Tell been fucking. And Blanca and Electra both was like, what? And Lulu was like, oh, they are scandalous in here. And then Pray Tell was just sitting there like, oh God, because I'm sure this is not the way that he wanted Blanca to find out about it. So everybody in the house was like, I can't believe it. Blanca was like, you've been fucking him. He's a child. Even Electra says nobody, you know, nobody is a house mother or father sleeps with their children. And he says, I am not a father. She says, but you're an elder. Blanca was like, you know what? You need to get the fuck out of here. And he was like, are you serious? And she was like, yes, I am. Get out. And he was like, well, first of all, let me say something. I'm a grown-ass man, and Ricky's a grown-ass man. I said, yeah, a grown-ass 22-year-old, if that much man. I don't know, Pray. You didn't really have a good... This was definitely not the way that it needed to come out. He walking out, he was like, fuck you, Blanca. She was like, well, fuck you, Pray. He walked out the door, and I was like, oh... And honey, Damon just blasted everybody. I was actually all proud of old Damon. I said, you know what, Damon, you got some reason to talk some shit around there. That was a great scene. Probably one of the best scenes of this season. Yeah, I was here for it, definitely. So we back at the ball, but you know, now everything is just uncomfortable. But we got, look, business is business, right? Pray Tell still up there, you know, being the host, and everybody is there participating. Blanca's upset though, you can see it. Angel walks up to her and is like, you believe Damon, huh? And she was like, I don't know what to believe, but you told me that you didn't do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna move past it. Damon walks up and was like, so when's the druggie moving out? She's not moving because she said she didn't do it. And Damon was like, oh, isn't that something? So she just tells you that she didn't do it, and then that's it, huh? Poppy, you just saw a few little drugs in there and you threw them out the house. See how that works? So he's all pissed off. So he goes out on the floor, and honey, he vogued for his life, but it's that angry voguing. Pray Tell knows that he's mad. And Pray Tell is picking at him like, ooh, look at your face, honey. Do it. Okay, work that out. I was like, Pray, you a mess. But this is probably the best voguing that I've seen Damon, because I don't think Damon is actually that good at voguing. I think Ricky is much better than him. But he gives a stellar performance. Something about that anger, honey. And then he gets straight 10s across the board. He wins the trophy. And everybody is clapping for him. You know, Pray Tell was like, oh, you better put a smile on that face. You know, he kind of laughs to himself because you cannot not laugh at Pray. So he's walking off, you know, and Blanca's there at the end of the little dance floor, and he walked right by her. He's still pissed at her, you know, so he goes in the back and he's about to take off his clothes, you know, get changed and I guess go, and the woman comes back there and says she works for Malcolm McLaren. And I was like, who is that? I had to look him up. Online it says that he was an English impresario, visual artist, performer, musician, clothes designer, and boutique owner. Notable for combining these activities in an inventive and provocative way. He is best known as a promoter and manager of bands the New York Dolls and the Sex Pistols. Alright, so obviously Damon knows who he is, and he is really shocked that this woman is there to talk to him. Looks like this is going to be something good for old Damon. I guess once Prey gets off of work, he's outside smoking, and Blanca was like, Prey, I need to talk to you. And he's just like, oh God, here we go. He says, you know what, Blanca, I already know how you operate. You know, you treat everybody differently. You got a rank and file system. And she was like, what? I treat all of my children the same. He was like, you have your faves. Damon tells you that Angel did drugs and you don't believe him. You believe her. She just says that she didn't do it and you don't even throw her out. Damon sleeps with Ricky and it's cool. But Ricky sleeps with me and you mad. Pray tell, Ricky is a fucking child. He says, come on, Blanca, you know how it is. I'm 45 years old. I don't get these chances. She said, but you and him are not equals. That boy don't even know who he is. He just found out that he's positive. His head is probably out of this world right now. And then they have a real conversation about what it means to be HIV positive as a man versus a woman. Blanca tells him that when a man has HIV, you know, he has his whole community to back him up. When a woman has HIV, all right, no man wants to deal with a woman that has HIV. Okay, because Pray Tell is telling her that she gave up on love and that all she do is concentrate all her everything on these kids. She's just like, I can't find love the same way that you can. All right, it's just different for a woman. So they have a really heart-to-heart argument out there in the front, and nothing gets settled because Blanca's in her feelings and Pray Tell is in his feelings, and nobody is really trying to listen to each other, and they say some pretty mean things to each other, and you guys know how that goes. Alright, so Pray Tell walks off and leaves Blanca there. So again, they still mad. So Pray Tell goes home and he's drank his sorrows away. He's drunk on the couch and Ricky comes in. Okay, oh, you had a tough night? Pray Tell looks at him and tells him that he's ruined his friendship with Blanca, you know, for a child basically who is gonna break his heart. Like, he can't even believe it his damn self. Regular wallowing when shit is all going bad around you, and on top of that you are good and drunk. But Ricky is there for him. And Ricky helps him up and takes him to the bed and tells him how, you know, I'm going to be here in the morning, so we'll talk about this then. You know, takes his shoes off, puts him in the bed. But Pray Tell was like, oh, I know you'll already be gone. I'm not even going to worry myself about it. But come the next morning when the sun comes up, oh, Ricky is there. Not only is Ricky there, but honey, Ricky cooking. And Ricky looking good in there too. I said, Pray Tell, you might have done something here. I still got to get used to it though, y'all, because I just 45. And how old is Ricky, you guys think? 20? I'll give him 20. I'll give him 20. That is a big difference. I guess, child. I was like, Pray, he a child. You've been hanging with him as Damon's. It's crazy. Now, Angel meets Blanca for lunch. You know, she asking how Blanca is. Well, Blanca tells her that everything's fine. You know, the family is fighting right now, but you know, families fight. They're gonna be okay. She was like, well, no, not really. I mean, you fighting with Damon, you fighting with, you know, Pray Tell. I'm sure that's bothering you. I mean, you went off on Pray Tell, but not me. And Angel comes clean and tells her that she did do the drugs. And, you know, of course, at first thought, Blanca was like, that damn Poppy put you on them drugs. She was like, no, he did not. Don't blame anybody. Okay, I did what I wanted to do. That Blanca can't even wrap her mind around, you know, her perfect child, Angel. And Angel says, I broke the rules. You might as well kick me out. And Blanca was like, no, she can't do that. And she was like, yes, you can. You can kick me out. All right, and she lets her know that she even has another apartment lined up already that Poppy found for her. Blanca doesn't want to do that because Blanca is like that you're my only daughter, you know, and she had already wanted Angel to be the one to run the house you know, if and when she ever did pass from AIDS. But Angel was like, nope, I'm going to be going, you know, just think of it as a graduation. So Angel is now about to move on. So Blanca got that little piece of news, and then she goes on home, and then Damon tells her that Malcolm McLaren's people got in touch with him, and now he's about to go off on tour with him. He's doubtful that he can do it. You know, he doesn't want to leave Blanca. Not even sure if he knew that Angel was leaving at that moment, but you know, he just couldn't imagine leaving her, and she was like, no, you go and do this. This is exactly why, you know, she wanted him to go to school, and she's been pushing him all this time, you know, for him to get his big chance like this. So this is a big deal. No, you definitely go, okay? And I'm always gonna be here, you know, I'm gonna be in your heart. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, she's losing all of her kids, you guys. This is gonna be terrible for Blanca. She goes and talks to Elektra. And Elektra, as a house mother, tells her, listen, I mean, this is why we have kids, okay? We get the kids, we groom them, we get them ready, and then we turn them out so that they can shape the world. They can't stay under our wing the whole time, but, you know, Blanca just can't imagine that all of her children are leaving. So, yeah, we just, you know, as mothers, you just have to always regroup and get used to the endings, okay? And I guess these are new beginnings as well. So the endings is everybody moving. We see everybody giving each other hugs, Angel and Poppy and Damon, you know, and Blanca, you know, they packing up, everybody's about to leave. That's the endings, but we know the beginnings. Damon's going to Malcolm, Angel's going to her apartment. We see Pray Tell with Ricky. All right, I guess those are beginnings and endings all in the same breath with the two of them. It looks like they are making this relationship work. Okay, Ricky is asleep in bed and Pray Tell is there reading his book. I mean, I have to say I would love to see both of them happy, especially with their status and things like that. But it's just still so hard for me, you guys, them being that young. I mean, you know, Ricky being that young and all that. But everybody leaves and then it's just Blanca. And she's having wine and dinner at home all by herself and she's crying. You guys, I felt so bad for Blanca. I was like, oh. I mean, it felt like it was a finale. That was a very, very good episode. It wasn't a finale, but hell, what else can happen? Everybody gone. What did you guys think about the episode, though? Y'all, come on, let's have a conversation about Ricky and Pray Tell. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Trying to get Joe situated. His car is leaving tomorrow to go back to Baton Rouge, so we got to pack it up and get it all going. So that's what I've been doing all day today. I thought I was going to get this video up for y'all a long time ago, but I didn't. But that's it. Let me get on, you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Itsrox. The channel's for Itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.